Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Angela. I am a full-time voiceover artist and audiobook narrator, and this channel is dedicated to those of you who are just getting started out in this wonderful world of voiceover. And I share with you some of the techniques and tips and tricks that I use every day in my own voiceover business. What I wanted to discuss with you today is the question that I've heard a few times lately, and that is, when do I know when I'm ready to go full time? Well, the easy answer is when you're ready. But I would say that you need to consider a few different things before you go full time. And those are going to be, how much are you making? Can you sustain this level of income? Do you have enough diversity in your sources of income? Can you replace your current income with the income that you're making? And not only that, but it should be about 2 or 3 times more than the income that you need to make or the income that you are replacing. And I say this because working for someone else, an employer, they pay your taxes out of your check. They pay for your insurance, right? Your healthcare insurance out of your check. You have, in most cases, a 401k where the company pulls a little bit of your check out and sends it to your 401k account. Social Security, your state taxes, federal taxes. All of these things that your employer does for you is now on your shoulders. So you need to consider before you leave your current employer and fire your boss, and that is one of my favorite things to say, fire your boss, is to make sure that you're making enough income to not only pay your bills and put food on your table, but to make sure that you can put aside some additional funds to pay your taxes, to pay for healthcare insurance for you and possibly your family. You have to consider still putting money away into your 401k. I also wanted to mention to account for any kind of future budgets you're going to need, like your subscription costs to some of these platforms, some of these pay-to-play platforms that require you to pay a monthly fee. And then there's also a marketing budget. Do you plan to market yourself? Consider your website costs. Consider all the other costs, like a subscription to Canva or a subscription to Adobe Audition or the Adobe Full Suite. There's all these costs that you need to account for as well before you go full time. All of these monthly or annual costs that will keep your business running the way that you need it to. So keep those in mind as well. Having enough of a buffer or enough of in a savings account or your business checking account to cover you in case you do have a couple of months where you don't have any income, and to diversify your sources of income. So right now, for instance, if you are only on Fiverr or if you are only receiving income from Upwork or only from ACX, you definitely want to reconsider quitting your job and working just for that website. Because what happens if Fiverr goes away? What happens if Upwork goes away? What happens if ACX goes away? What are you going to do then? So please be sure that you have enough different sources of income, So have a profile on Fiverr, have a profile on Upwork, have a website, and make sure that you're marketing that website and you're driving traffic to your website for direct customers. And make sure that you have an ACX account. Make sure that you have profiles on one of the hundreds of other voiceover talent websites. Make sure that you have many different sources of income so you're covered if one of them suddenly goes away one day. And just like me, I didn't start out full-time. I was working a full-time job and I was doing voiceover on the side. It took me about a year and a half, almost 2 years before I was comfortable with the income and where I was with my business before I left my employer. And for me, that point where I knew that I needed to go out on my own and fire my boss was the point where I was losing more money by being at my employer's place of business and working for them. That was the point where I knew that if I could spend that block of time that I was normally with my employer at home working on my own business, that I could grow it exponentially, right? So I was actually losing business while being at my employer working there. That was the point that I knew that I was ready. And I also had enough money saved up for at least, a couple of months. So in case something happened, I would still have something to cover me and pay my bills, my health insurance. I had enough money to make sure that my health insurance was covered, to make sure that I was still putting money into retirement, that I was able to still set aside enough money to pay my quarterly taxes. All of these things you need to take in consideration. Everybody's situation is going to be different in terms of when or at what point you are ready to start on your own. But before you do, I highly recommend, as I mentioned before, sit down with maybe a CPA, a lawyer, start your LLC, get all of your ducks in a row before you leave your employer's place of business. Double and triple check that you have everything in place. Sit down with your partner and make sure that you will be okay, that you will have health insurance, that you'll still be able to pay your taxes, all of that fun stuff. And I'm always saying to go for it, right? Go for it. Just do it. Just punch fear in the face and just go do it. But this step is probably one of the most important and significant and scary steps that you can take, and that is going full time with your business and firing your boss, right? So before you do, again, please just be sure that you are ready financially, emotionally, you have the support of your spouse, and that you do it the right way for you. And whatever point that is, or however long it takes for you, don't be discouraged. Your time will come when you are ready. So don't jump the gun, just do it. Go out there and have fun and embrace voiceover and do it if that's what you want to do. But don't just fire your boss after a month and think that you're going to be okay, because in reality, you probably won't be. It'll take some time to put all of these things in place, the website, the marketing, the social media accounts. There is a lot to handle when you're running your own business, when you're a business of one. It's great because you can call all your own shots, everything is your decision, but everything is your decision, and everything that needs to be done by you. So keep all of that in mind before you decide to fire your boss and go full time. But I still encourage you to stick with it, be positive, and don't lose hope, because if you have enough passion for this, your time will come. So thank you so much for joining me today on today's video. I really hope this helps. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. And if you would like to know more about me, my work, or how I can help you get started in voiceover, please check out my website at VoiceOverAngela.com. Thank you again for your time, and I will see you on the next one. Bye.